Tonight only on 12 News, while Arizona faces many struggles with the environment, we're learning there is at least one battle we may never win. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariva Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Right now, there are dozens of highly contaminated areas that are called superfund sites across the state that were polluted decades ago. And despite efforts to clean them up, experts say sometimes it just isn't possible.
Team 12's Chase Golightly spoke with people living on a superfund site who had no idea. Chase?
That's right, even our station 12 News sits on one of the Superfund sites that stretches for miles throughout downtown Phoenix. And the process to clean up these sites can cost hundreds of millions of dollars. If you don't know or have never heard of a Superfund site, don't worry, you're not alone. Even people who live on contaminated land weren't aware.
No, not at all. They never told us about that.
Dangerous chemicals mismanaged or simply poured out onto the ground by industries, eventually leading to widespread water contamination.
Lead, arsenic are the types of metals, industrial solvents.
Michael Montgomery oversees Superfund sites in our area with the EPA. He says the problem started at a time when we didn't know just how dangerous these chemicals were.
They grew it back in the day when there wasn't a lot of regulation.
I saw it firsthand.
Stephen Fierro didn't know he was living on the Superfund site in Tempe when we met. But he did work for a company that would cause one of the largest sites in the valley and said he saw chemicals getting dumped.
They would glow like a neon orange, a neon green.
Turned out Motorola was dumping volatile contaminants that got into the groundwater and then spread about 10 miles all the way to downtown Phoenix.
They were pretty nasty, just the fact that knowing that that type of stuff is going into the ground every day.
Creating one of 7 of the highest priority Superfund sites that still costs millions to clean up today, right here in the valley.
There's low-level industrial solvents in the groundwater in Phoenix and Scottsdale, Tempe.
Including areas now filled with homes, apartments, schools, churches, grocery stores, and unless you looked it up, you wouldn't know. Do you think that should have been mentioned before you moved in here?
Well, probably.
The Indian Bend Wash area, another large Superfund site, takes up parts of Tempe and Scottsdale, underneath Old Town Scottsdale, neighborhoods, and parts of ASU. Now, these sites are getting cleaned up, but it's not cheap.
For most sites, it's in the millions. For some sites, it's hundreds of millions.
Which explains why they're called Superfunds. Despite all the money, Montgomery says some will always require cash to keep them safe.
There are some sites that we're going to be working on them in perpetuity.
Meaning for the rest of anyone's lives, the EPA and other agencies will keep monitoring and cleaning the contaminants currently underground so that they don't get any worse. The EPA is considering adding land in the Navajo Nation to the priority list, but for those who live or work on these sites, the EPA said there's no need to worry about drinking out of your faucet or watering your garden because of the work that's already being done and will continue. But if you still have concerns, we have resources that you can find on our website, 12news.com. We're in downtown Phoenix. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks.